What's up, everybody? Finally, the part 3, the conclusion. The truck is fixed. I'm sitting here currently trying to edit this video together. It's not really going together too well because I was getting really frustrated with the truck. I wasn't videoing too much of it. Some things wasn't making sense at the time. Just because this truck had my brain fried. Like, it was extremely difficult to figure this thing out. So with the video, it's going to be kind of like random clips and it's not going to be too coherent. So I'm going to have to put some inserts in here of me just kind of explaining a few things. Hopefully it turns out okay. If not, I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can with what I was, trying to do and still get the truck fixed and gone, because I invested way too much time in it. I really did. But like I say, the truck's fixed. If you like the video, thumbs it up, whatever. If not, sorry, and hopefully by the end you guys will be on board with, yeah, this was a hard one. Or if you kind of think I completely fucked this whole thing up, tell me how stupid I am in the comments, please. So hopefully you enjoy it, but let's get to it. Well, here we are. We have the problem injector truck and the no start truck, which is fixed. Y'all probably just seen the video on that one. I've got to drive it around today, get some heat in the whole thing, make sure there's no other issues with it, and in the process I'm going to get some known goods to compare with their problem injector truck. So hopefully we will see something that helps us figure out what's wrong with this thing. Well, just got done doing test driving the known good truck, and I tell you what, sometimes just having a known good vehicle to check can make the difference. And I'm quite surprised because it was pretty obvious from the start this truck is different than that truck, and it makes a lot more sense why that truck is acting up. So I know the suspense is killing you. Let me show you. Let's see. Let's just zoom in one little spot. It doesn't matter. What is noticeably different here? I don't have a number 3, only number 1. Let's get over here where I was giving it some throttle, and that other spot was fuel cut, I believe. Look, number 3, current. Number 1, where's my number 3 voltage? It's not there on my known good. Okay, strange. Now, okay, well, what about the current? The current all looks even here, but if you get over here where I wide open throttled it, my current does increase. And this is a fuel cut where it did a 1-2 shift. So let's just zoom in like right here. So I'm believing my current is so high on number 1 because there's slightly overlap between the 2 cylinders. I mean, look at this. But where's my number 3 voltage? It's not there. Like, I can see that this current is higher here, all the way up to here. Well, that would be about the time that this injector stopped working. So, is my increased current related to number 3 injector still in a firing event? I believe so. Is that not crazy though? Like, the injector voltage is not on this truck for number 3, like I'm seeing on the bad truck. Now it makes me wonder, like, are the wires shorted together somehow? What is going on? Because I've already ohm checked the injectors, like, not only like each coil, but between from one injector to the next. Like, I've checked it. There is no continuity at all, no resistance between one injector circuit and the next, especially 1 and 3. Now they are real close together in the plug on the rail. You get 1 and 3 high side wires are both on the bottom of the plug. I think it's pins 1 and 7. So they're right next to each other. But I've had that plug apart. It looked fine. Did I miss something? I don't know. Makes me want to check this thing again. Even though I've already done it, I'll play that clip next where I checked it the other day. Like, I kind of like started re-going over it. Mind is kind of blown right now. But having a known good to compare with is making a massive difference in diagnosing this truck. I've seen so many of these injection systems where you can see that same voltage on 2 different things, like on 2 different injectors. So I just like brushed it off as like, yeah, that's normal, like, because I've seen it so many times. Wow. Non-good vehicles. Do some tests on non-good vehicles when you can. I mean, right now it's Sunday. Who works on a Sunday? Well, you shouldn't, but I mean, some days you just need to get some known goods. So let me show you the clip from the other day when I was doing the resistance checks again. All right, the truck that just keeps on giving. Kind of starting over here. Got the ohm meter. Gonna recheck all the injectors. And one test that I've not done is checked from one injector to the next injector, like see if I've got some kind of cross bleed or anything like that. So let me see if I can get you set up here and where you can see what's going on. So on the bottom here, each injector is basically in pairs. So pin 72 and the next one up, that's injector 1, and then another injector, another injector, another injector. So you'll see what I'm talking about here. And so there you go, 1.1 and 1.1. So as you can see, even from the harness here, everything is good. Okay. I think that one is the last one. Yep. Okay, so right there's the last one. So our injector 1 right here, that's their high side control. So let's see if it's shorted to any other pins. This one right here would be number 3, I believe. So none there. And if it was, we would see it on the opposite side here too. But we don't. So we know that that injector is not shorted to any other injector at all. I did, while I had the injector rail out, that plug back there, I did check it to see if it had any corrosion in it. I didn't see anything. I also checked the pin tension there. Everything felt good. So we're still at what the fuck is wrong with this truck? That's where we're still at. I've got some theories that I've not been able to really test and prove, but there's one thing I want to do to this truck, and that is I want to go over the grounds on the truck, or on the engine, because that engine's been painted. What's the odds of a bad ground like maybe doing this? I think it's very slim that it's one specific cylinder under a certain situation, but it's going to be worth my time to just double check them, pull them all off, clean the spray paint off or whatever they paint these things with, and put all the grounds back on it and give it a retest and see what happens. So this is where I'm going to go with it now. So we'll see. Okay, so I'm hooking everything back up on the problem truck just like I had the first time and like I just did with my known good. The only thing I've done to this truck was the ground that is down there just above the vacuum pump is the main ground for the ECM. I've taken it off, sanded the block, bolted it back down. And I'm hooking my scope back up, and wow, look at this. There is only one injection pulse there. My number 3 is not showing up right now. Is it gonna stay like this, or is it gonna come back when I drive it? I don't know, but that's the first time I've seen it only be the one fire like this. So I might be getting somewhere with this thing. Let me finish hooking this up and we'll go drive it. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Perfect. I am speechless. Why is this? Why did this fault out like this? I mean, we're still firing. We still got injection. We're not misfiring. I do got to check engine light on, but that was because I didn't clear the faults from the last couple drives. So yeah, it's got codes in it from the last couple drives. Holy shit! A bad engine ground. Why did it only affect number 1? I have no idea. Oh man. Oh my gosh. I'm just speechless. I really am. I do not know what to think. That is... That's crazy. Let's give it another go and see what happens. No dropouts. None. We still see that current rise for the number one, but I'm just speechless. I don't know what to say. Flow charts, man. Flow charts. They suck. They really do. They suck. You follow a flow chart exactly like it says. It says, hey, put a PCM in this. Or an ECM. You put an ECM in it. Same thing. Same exact thing. Okay. Check everything again. Everything seems fine. Well, maybe it's an injector breaking down under the load. Put an injector in it. Same thing. And then the key was seeing a known good, having another known good vehicle to test. That was pivotal in fixing this truck. I cannot explain why the ground acted this way, but the only thing I've done since putting an injector in this thing is I filmed re-ohming everything, and everything is fine like I did the first time. And then just being like, man, this thing's got a painted engine block. I wonder if they cleaned the grounds off before they bolted them down, and taking the ground off and just cleaning it up, bolting it back together. Oh, that's a bump. Just cleaning the ground and bolting it back together has fixed this injector fault code. That's nuts. Why did we not have more symptoms, more issues? Did we have more issues? Did we just not see them? I don't know. It still needs a motor though. It still has shit oil pressure at idle, as you can see. This thing's ticking and a tapping like hell. I don't know what to say. But there you have it, folks. There's the conclusion. I've fixed what I was told to fix. Oh man. I'll put a Google Drive together. It'll be in the comment or in the description here of the captures. That way, if you want to dig through them, you're more than welcome to. Leave some comments down there telling me how stupid I am for not cleaning the grounds to begin with. And the crazy thing is like, I even ohm checked the grounds the first day. I load tested them the first day I looked at this thing. I mean, there's only 2 ECM grounds. Like if you pull up the powers and grounds, there's only 2 of them. They both go to the same ground on the engine. I just didn't load test them enough. Didn't put a big enough bulb on it, apparently. Wow. Well, that's it, guys. Y'all have a good one. And don't get stuck in rabbit holes like I do. luckily I can afford the time to do it because I'm my own boss. But a lot of you guys, if this would have showed up in your shop and you're just by the hour or you know, flat rate, whatever, kick this thing back out the door. Send it somewhere else. Tell them you ain't got time to mess with it. Because I've got a lot of time in this thing. I've probably spent 10 or 12 hours on this truck just checking things over and over and over and coming up to the same kind of conclusion that there's something wrong, but I can't figure out what it is. But now we know. And hopefully my learning experience will help y'all someday in the future. So until next time, see ya. So now that we know we've fixed the truck, I'm kind of thinking like, what could I have done differently? Well, originally when I first looked at it the first day, I know y'all didn't see none of that because it was a mobile call. I went there and checked everything that I could at the time there, and then needed him to bring it to me so I could spend some time with it. So, what could I have done differently? I did load test the powers and grounds to the ECM, but I'm guessing since I didn't specifically load test it under the conditions that it performs in and when the fault was occurring, I think that's kind of where I've messed up and missed some key things. So maybe I should have did a voltage measurement on the powers and grounds with the Pico as I drove it to see what kind of noise I had on the ground. Did my ground get elevated? And I think I would have seen under the load maybe my ground getting elevated or something. I'm not real sure because I don't have the capture. I never took one. You know, you get used to checking your powers and grounds, a headlight bulb or whatever. You don't think about doing it when the fault happens. And it's kind of one of those things where that was a basic fix, like clean the ground on the engine. That's all I did to fix this thing. Here I am out of ECM. Customers, you know, he'd already approved putting the injector in it, so he's paying for that because I can't really take it out and reuse it. There's a whole lot of parts involved in just taking an injector out and putting it back together. So he's fine with that. He's just going to write it off as, you know, diag, basically, like just vehicle testing, getting it right. But I mean, he's out of an injector and I'm out of ECM. This was a hard one. This was really hard. But it's little things that you can do and miss. I missed doing a voltage test on my ground as I drove it and getting the fault to occur because I was kind of so fixated on the code setting criteria and what I was kind of seeing and believing was correct. So there you have it. Maybe now in the future, if I run into an instance where I'm having certain issues under certain conditions, I might start back probing me a ground and checking my voltage on my grounds as it's happening. that's, in the end, that's what I missed. That's what I didn't do. I didn't voltage check my ground as the fault happened. So I don't know, maybe if the engine was torquing a certain way and the paint that's on the block there, I don't know. I really don't know. But that's what's fixed it. So you learn, you move on. Hopefully you don't do it again. And hopefully we all come out better. So yeah, that's it. Thanks.